Hello, David. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good as well. Thank you for spending the time with us today to share your story about how you're using Getint for over a year right now, right? For how long are you using our platform?
Yeah, I think it's actually almost more than a year now. We're using it. Yeah, yes,
It's just the
great.
time for the renewal, right? And I'm very happy that you decided to proceed with the tool. And those stories are extremely important because oftentimes, whenever the customers are starting to use the product, there's this initial wow effect, and then like a story a year after really shows the quality, really shows the approach. And I believe this conversation would be very very valuable. So if we could start with simply you telling us what's your role in the company, what HaleyTek is doing, what's the impact that you're bringing to the world?
Yeah, sure. I'm an engineering manager at HaleyTek. And HaleyTek is a software company. We're developing infotainment systems for cars. And we collaborate a lot with Google because our system is based on this Android Automotive OS. So we get the latest from Google, and we put it into a platform that we can deliver to our customers, and they can put their apps and customize the UI on top of that.
And when you mention cars, you're very much related to Volvo, to Polestar, to Geely, right? So the names that
Mhm.
probably everybody knows, right? So yeah.
Yeah, you can find our infotainment systems in all of the Volvo cars and also the Polestar ones. So yeah, so they have been there for a while, and we have continuously updated those platforms to support
Mhm.
new hardware and software.
So you're on the edge of this transformation that we are currently having, right? So instead of just thinking about the engines and then just adding some software on top, it's like a totally different approach, totally like the other way around, right? Like software first, is it called?
Yeah, exactly. Or software-defined vehicles, I think is the term they used. Yeah, exactly. A lot of the customers really appreciate to have kind of the apps that they are used to in their phones, and they have it directly in the car. And that is maybe the one of the key selling points, I think, for the car companies today. And that's where we come in and we make sure that all the latest apps actually run on the car.
And the company is based in Europe, correct? In Sweden,
Yeah,
actually.
exactly. We have our main headquarters in Sweden. So that's where we're mainly located in Gothenburg, really close to the heart where Volvo cars started also their first factory a long time ago. I mean, so Gothenburg has a lot of this automotive history. So we have that vibe
Was
here in the town. Yeah.
was SAP as well from this region?
Exactly, yeah. So it was just from a town nearby, like 40, 50 minutes north of here.
I always
Yeah,
loved
in the region is a lot of
the way
cars. Yeah,
SAP was designing its cars. They were very unique at some
yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah,
At some point.
for sure.
Um, so that brings us to the topic. Why you thought about integrations, right? Because like as a company
Mhm.
such as yourself, at some point you decided that you would like to integrate, right? So if you could describe the use case, what are the platforms you're integrating, and what is the need behind?
Yeah, sure. So as I mentioned, we have our platform is then a kind of a generic platform that our customers build on top of. But of course, then we have then like a roadmap for the platform that has to be aligned with our customers. So one use of this integration is to share our roadmap, so our customers can see kind of real time what's happening in the platform. And then, of course, after delivery, we want to have the feedback and problem reports to improve our product, and that we also get an integration from our customer to our own system.
And you're using Jira, and your customers are using Jira as well,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
S-
all of
So,
Jira, but there are different setups, but that is handled nicely in the integration UI. We could configure it so it fits all systems.
So that's also an important insight that it's not just like a one-to-one integration, it's actually one-to-many, right? Your Jira with more than one customer that you're integrating. Okay, so when you were thinking about Jira integration before you thought about like looking for a solution like ours, what were your approaches to integration, right? How you thought about approaching this topic and why you ended up with looking for a solution like ours?
I think when we started out, we had two kind of separated system, and basically our initial approach was to export a roadmap. So then it was a very manual, static method. We took kind of from our system, we took kind of a snapshot, exported that, and shared that with our customers. I mean, that works. But our customers didn't get any kind of real-time information, and it was quite some labor on our side to make this happen. So that's why we kind of looked into other ways to automate this process, and then we ended up finding this product.
Okay. Was it the only solution that you tested, or have you tested some other solutions as well, ended up choosing ours? What were the factors that led you to make this decision?
I think one of the key factors was the fact that this was we could configure it on our side entirely, and it used the APIs in the background. So then we were in control of the integration and the config. And we tested others that had more dependencies on other sides. So I think that was a really good thing. And then I also liked the UI. It was a simple UI to set up, I think.
And how about have you ever had issues or like any needs to talk to the human beings, to the support? Because from our perspective, it's like product is one thing. It's supposed to be good, possibly the best. But the other thing equally important is the team behind, right? So if you have a good product and a bad team that you can't get any support from, then probably it's not the best overall deal, right? So what's your experience?
Yeah, but you're right, and that's also difficult to know from the start. So we basically set it up without too much interaction, but at some point you're bound to end up in some kind of corner case that you cannot really figure out. And I remember one case when we actually had a issue type that was renamed in our customer system. Which made then that the UI was not really compatible. And then we contacted the support, and we got help from an engineer there that could change this and configure it so it was compatible. And that really helped us out a lot.
No, that was one of the important feedbacks, because in the end, every customer benefited from this change because of the feedback. So we always like this feedback, because every member of the community, every user in the end is having a better product, right? So that's cool. If you can share some expertise, because your case is important in a way that it's more than one integration, right? So it's not just like a very simple setup. So how is it started? Like from the day one, you were integrating with two different companies and you just were doing this in parallel? Or have you started with one integration, then it grew in complexity, then another customer approached you that they would like this as well? What was the process?
Yeah, I think we're kind of grown the integrations along the way. Starting off maybe more of a simple solution, and then kind of expanded it when the need arose. So basically one customer first, and then we expanded it to multiple. And it was not really, of course, you need some kind of setup that you kind of agree with the customer that, okay, let's do it in this way. But after that, it's kind of straightforward, I would say. And we could also reuse a lot of both the configurations and the knowledge that we had for the previous integrations, I would say.
And how is the maintenance looking? This is the important perspective a year after. How often do you log in? How often do you monitor? Do you have some notifications set up? Was it reliable during that time? So how was it?
Yeah. Well, right now I was thinking about this also, before we know I'm meeting up with you, and was thinking how much do we really kind of maintain this, and I think that the most of the maintenance I do is when there are changes in the projects. I mean, they want to add a new field, or there is some kind of new need, those kind of things that are more like feature growth, if you call it that, in the integrations. I think when you got it set up the first time, I do very little of these type of maintenance that it kind of just deteriorates over time. I have seen very little of that, so I'm really happy about that, because I mean I would like to avoid that kind of maintenance time and rather spend it on things that provide value to us and our customers. Yeah.
So hopefully you don't think about it daily, in a sense. Is it working or not, right?
No, I mean it's. I get the notifications usually by mail if something is going wrong. I can go in and check the overview of the kind of the reports. I think there's a good report page where you can see if something goes wrong. And yeah, often there is some small changes maybe, but that's usually due to kind of something missing in the other customer side, on our side, like in the items, and not the integration itself.
Okay, so my last question would be for you to, if there's some people still like manually copying and pasting issues or sending issues over Slack or email, we know it's happening still. What would you say to the people that are just starting this journey, that they started working with another company, they're looking for a way, right? You did it already. You are just past this journey. Yeah, what would you say to the people that are now at this point when you started some time ago?
Yeah, but I can understand also the threshold. You're a bit hesitant. I mean, when you do it manually, you know what you get, so on. But I would say it's well worth giving it a try. It's not that complicated, and it's nothing like setting up your own scripts or those kind of things. I mean, there's no programming needed. I mean, it's very much setting up one item type to another, and so on. So it's very intuitive in that sense. So just give it a try, I would say. That's my recommendation, and build your own opinion from that.
Thank you, David. It was a very lovely conversation. Thank you for sharing your expertise. I'm looking forward to working with you for another year to come.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we will continue to use the integration. So yeah, but nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. Thank you. Thank you very much.